It's always been a pleasure to have you. The energy sector needs energy from you, and these days after election results, there's a spring in everybody's step in the government, and there's a lot of energy going in there. Question, is this green energy? Is this no emission energy? Does energy really come in from the political performance of a party, and has there been an upswing after a moderate performance in the Lok Sabha elections?
On my way here from Parliament, I was reflecting on what possibly you would start with. And I came to the conclusion in my mind that now that the Lok Sabha results have been overtaken by the performance in Maharashtra and us getting 7 out of 9 of the seats in the by-polls in Uttar Pradesh, perhaps you might not. But since you asked the question, let me tell you. Energy is the lifeline of any system. Now, there's Bharat Mandapam, with which my ministry was associated when I was Urban Affairs Minister. It's a world-class building, along with the Ashok Bhumi. I think these constitute world-class facilities for events like this. But you brought some energy by putting all this on the walls. Look, if an economy is performing well, you will see that energy consumption will be on the rise. Is the political system any different? I would say no. But that is a different kind of energy, but it's all adding up to the same challenge. No matter what we are dealing with, the economy, the political system, you need availability, affordability, and sustainability. So it's all there. I have had the good fortune of seeing many systems in transition. Today, I think where India stands and the narrative that is out there, you and I don't notice it because we are part of this continuity and the change which is taking place. But if you want to come back to the political system for a minute, let me say, I see the following happening. One, the Indie Alliance, which we were saying for a long time, it has fault lines, it has trains, it is collapsing. Today I would say it has collapsed. The Congress Party, which is very keen on providing leadership to the Indie Alliance, finds itself a junior partner in most of the states. And as we go forward, there are not only other claimants for leadership of the Indie Alliance, but I think more than that, the alliance will be put to test in terms of its internal cohesiveness, but more than that, Navika ji, I think wherever a kind of electoral situation that develops like in Haryana or Maharashtra, they will find it very difficult to move forward. Why? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party, even if you look at the original Lok Sabha results, I remember clearly that the vote percentage had just marginally declined. But they lost a lot of seats because of the peculiar ground dynamics. Today, I find that the core vote of the Bharatiya Janata Party is not only steady but growing. And whenever you have contests of this kind developing, you will see clean sweeps by the BJP.
Well, clearly, the recent performance, a third-time victory at the center, a third-time victory in Haryana, a third-time victory in Maharashtra, clearly put you in a situation where nobody can contradict or question the positions you take.
No, the contradiction they will try. You see, if you fail at something, if you fail in an examination, you will blame the examiner for sending you questions which are out of the syllabus. If you fail in an election, then in the seats that you win, you will say, okay, that was my good performance, but the seats you lose, you blame something called an EVM. So they will go on. But you know, I was sitting through Parliament today listening to the discussion. I shouldn't say what I'm going to say there. But they were the demanders. What is it that they're trying to say? Today, all over the country, you know, there was an old Hegelian saying, genius lies in identifying yourself with a principle. What is it that the Congress party wants to identify? What do they stand for? If it is, at the end of the day, caste census or something like that, let them spell it out.